What is going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and these are fake AirPods Pro. So no doubt one of the hottest pieces of tech to drop last year were the AirPods Pro. I mean, there was a lot of hype surrounding Apple's ability to make a Pro version of their insanely popular truly wireless headphones that they launched a few years back, and man, they delivered. To me, the AirPods Pro are one of the best devices I've had in a while. The design is well thought out, it's a smart improvement over the original, there's no compromise with the convenience factor that made the original AirPods a hit, and the noise cancelling features on the Pros have exceeded what was already pretty high expectations. And these have been so hot, they're still really hard to get your hands on, as many vendors are still out of stock. And although there are a ton of competitors out there trying to get a piece of the AirPods pie, they say the most obvious show of flattery is not to compete, but to copy. And that's where these come in. As you can see from the box, these aren't AirPods Pro inspired headphones, these are direct replicas. I posted this picture out to you guys the other day asking which one you guys think is the fake, and the answers were virtually down the middle, indicating that the replicas are no joke when it comes to mimicking the real AirPods Pro. But one area where they're going to be noticeably different is the price. While the real headphones come in with a hefty price tag of $249, the uncanny fakes come in at just $90. Now, in order to explore this deeper, thought I'd do a fun video going over just how similar these headphones are, while also going through the key differences, in case you're interested in picking up either, or just want to know how to spot a pair of fake AirPods. Now, before we get into the review, if you're into checking out the latest consumer tech products before you buy them, or if you're just tech head like me, I make a video like this every single week, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell icon so you can be the first to know when a new JSL review is out and you don't miss anything. And real quick, what's your stance on fake tech? Would you guys be okay with rocking a pair of fake AirPods Pro, especially ones that will be very hard to ID as replicas? Or do you think it's wrong to rock fakes, especially if they're being used just to flex? No judgments either way, just curious to get your thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Okay, first, I'm going to show some clips of both headphones side by side to give you a chance to make your own determination on which one you think is the fake. I'll circle back with which ones are which. Okay, so if you're scratching your head feeling really unsure of which pair of AirPods are fake, it's totally understandable because they are in many ways so similar. But let's start with the box. Aside from the obvious sticker that indicates the replicas, the dimensions are the same, and the imaging on the front and back is pretty spot on with the original. You'll notice that the replicas have their paperwork organized in a similar manner with the original, the obvious difference here being the content itself. The replicas do come with additional ear tips just like the real ones, though not as neatly packed, and it also comes with a USB-C to Lightning cable that I really doubt is Apple certified, but pretty striking in terms of resemblance to the real thing. Where you start to really see some differences in terms of unboxing is packaging of the AirPods themselves, as the replicas are clumsily packed in this plastic wrap, something you never see on an Apple device. But once you take it out, it's pretty shocking how similar the case is to the original. They both use a glossy white plastic, and as far as the dimensions are concerned, it's pretty much identical. They both have lightning ports at the bottom, and a pairing button on the back, and even in the hand. It's really hard to distinguish. The replica case feels the same as the original from a build material perspective, but it's just a tad bit lighter and more hollow feeling than the real thing, but nothing to the point where it's obviously noticeable. One telltale sign though, if you're looking hard enough, is the LED light indicator. The replica case has a more recessed light that isn't covered like the one on the real case, and that's the only real visible difference that I could find. Now where the differences get more revealing is when you open the case. The real case for the AirPods Pro has a latch that very distinctly opens and shuts with just a small flicker of your finger, comfortably stays open regardless of what angle you're holding it at, and closing the case is extremely satisfying. I mean, you can tell that this was meticulously engineered and well thought out. The latch on the fake AirPods, on the other hand, is leagues behind. You can see here that there's a significant difference in how far the case can open, and it's almost a requirement to hold the latch open with your finger to prevent it from shutting on its own, which it does almost by default all the time. It's definitely not as sturdy or as confidence-inspiring as the originals, and opening and closing this case is not nearly as satisfying, even though it might look very similar. Now, one of the more unique features of the real AirPods is its ability to pair almost instantly using its proprietary H1 chip. Just open the case near the phone, and you get this really cool pop-up to let you know that you're linked up. Now, there's no way the fakes can do that, right? Well, surprisingly, this company was able to replicate the optics of this pairing process pretty well. Open it up near the phone, and you get a very similar pop-up. But if you look closely, it's really just a ruse because it won't pair through this process. In fact, you need to go into your settings, hold down the button on the back, search for the device, which is actually called AirPods Pro by the way, and pair it that way. Now, it's not surprising that these fakes couldn't pull off the wonders of the H1 chip, but I do give them props for the smoke and mirrors to make it look like it could. Now let's get into the AirPods themselves. Again, they're quite similar, almost indistinguishable even when close up. They legit look and feel very similar in the ear, and I was getting mixed up on which ones were the real and which ones were the fake. That's how close they are. One thing that you may have noticed is that the real AirPods Pro don't have the microphone at the bottom of the stem anymore, like some of the older models or the fake one here. Instead, the microphones have been placed on the outside of the drivers, which you see on the sides here. And though it may look like the fake ones have the same thing, it's a pretty clever trick because these are actually nothing. It's literally just paint on the plastic to make it look like it has microphones on the sides, which surprisingly does a pretty good job at making them look like the real thing. Also, it's a bit harder to notice, but the ear tips on the fake have a more narrow opening, and they're just generally not as nice from a quality standpoint. And once you take the ear tips off, you'll notice just how small the drivers are in comparison to the real AirPods Pro. Now, the main reason for this is that the real AirPods are extremely sophisticated. They have active noise canceling, a transparency mode feature, and force touch sensors in each driver to execute certain actions. The replicas have none of that. No active noise canceling, no alternate listening modes, and the chamfered edges here? Yeah, they do nothing. All you get with these are the regular sound of any other truly wireless headphones. And look, I'll be honest, they actually don't sound too bad. I got a pretty solid seal on these for some good passive noise canceling, and the sound is decently robust, with some good thump on the low end. Now, is it something to write home about? No, not really, but it's not complete trash from a sound quality perspective, and these actually do function as legit headphones. Kind of. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. When I got the replicas here, the left driver would not pair for the life of me. I tried literally everything to get this to work. I tried forgetting the device and going through the pairing process like 15 times. I even charged them up thinking it might not have battery, but dude, nothing worked. I ultimately figured out that the driver wasn't making contact with the charging area in the case when I put it in, because the LED wouldn't indicate that it's charging. So from an overall quality standpoint, these are definitely not on the same level as Apple, no doubt about that. So at the end of the day, I really give this company props for making a visibly convincing pair of AirPods Pro. I mean, seriously, if you guys saw me walking down the street with these, I'd be surprised if anyone was able to call me out on it. Now, does that make them worth 90 bucks? I mean, unless you're just dying to fake flex with these and you don't have the money for the real things, the answer is no. At that price point, you could get way better headphones that will sound and function a lot better. And dude, 90 bucks isn't too far away from the price tag of a pair of real Gen 1 AirPods, which I think are still awesome. I would definitely recommend that route over getting a pair of fake ones. No shade to anyone that does, but just know that even though they may look the same, they are far away from being the legit thing. But hey, that's just me, and I want to hear what you guys think. Would you guys pay 90 bucks for these? Even if it were cheaper, would you rock a pair of fake AirPods? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Okay, that's about it for this review. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. It really helps me out. If you guys have any questions about the real or fake AirPods Pro, leave them down in the comments and I'll be sure to get to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.